Hello, dear friends. In this episode, we will talk about the life and career of Marco Rubio, the current U.S. Secretary of State in Donald Trump's government.
It's been very clear from the beginning that President Trump views this as a protracted, stalemated conflict, and frankly, it's a proxy war between nuclear powers, the United States helping Ukraine and Russia.
One of the most important questions about Rubio is, who is he? And how did he go from being the child of immigrants to becoming one of the top political figures in the United States? To find out the secret to Marco Rubio's success, stay with us until the end of this video. And if you like this video, don't forget to like it and subscribe to our channel. In 1971, a child was born in Miami, Florida, who would later become one of the most influential politicians in America. Marco Rubio was the son of Cuban immigrants who left their homeland in search of the American dream. His father worked as a bartender, and his mother was a hotel maid. Despite their financial struggles, they taught their children important values such as faith, family, and hard work. During his childhood, Marco faced many challenges. When he was around 7 or 8 years old, his family moved to Las Vegas. There, under the influence of his aunt, who had converted to Mormonism, Marco, his mother, and his sister also became Mormons. However, after returning to Miami, they rejoined the Catholic Church, and at the age of 13, Marco took his first Holy Communion. He studied at South Miami High School and graduated in 1989. Then, he attended the University of Florida, earning a bachelor's degree in political science in 1993. After that, in 1996, he received a law degree from the University of Miami. During his studies, Marco struggled financially and had to take student loans to pay for his education. These experiences helped him understand the challenges faced by the middle and lower classes, motivating him to serve the people. In 1998, Marco married Jeanette, a beautiful woman who was a cheerleader for the Miami Dolphins. They had 4 children together, and their family life was built on love, respect, and faith. Jeanette always supported Marco and stood by his side throughout his political journey. In 2000, at the age of 29, Marco Rubio was elected as a member of the Florida House of Representatives. He quickly gained recognition among his colleagues for his dedication and leadership. In 2006, he became the Speaker of the Florida House. During this time, he launched a program called 100 Ideas for Florida's Future, which encouraged public participation in improving the state. This program showed his strong belief in involving people in decision-making. In 2010, Marco decided to run for the U.S. Senate. Despite tough competition and low initial expectations, he worked hard and eventually won the election, becoming a senator from Florida. In the Senate, he quickly became a leading voice on foreign policy, national security, and human rights issues. In 2015, he announced his candidacy for the 2016 U.S. presidential election. His campaign focused on hope and the future, aiming to introduce a new generation of leadership. However, against strong opponents like Donald Trump, he could not secure the Republican nomination. But this did not stop him, and he continued his work in the Senate. During Donald Trump's first presidency, Marco Rubio became one of the most influential senators in foreign policy. He played a key role in creating laws to counter China's influence and support human rights. He also strongly supported strict sanctions against Iran and believed that America must take a strong stance against global threats. In 2024, when Donald Trump was elected as president for the second time, he appointed Marco Rubio as the U.S. Secretary of State. The Senate approved this decision, and on January 21, 2025, Marco Rubio was sworn in as the 72nd Secretary of State.
So, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Marco Rubio,
I, Marco Rubio,
do solemnly swear
that
I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States.
Throughout his life, Marco Rubio faced many challenges. From growing up in a poor immigrant family to overcoming political obstacles, he never gave up. His story shows that with hard work, determination, and faith, anyone can achieve success. Marco's journey is an inspiring story of a boy who rose from an immigrant family, fought against hardships, and reached the highest levels of American politics. From the beginning, he faced major challenges. Some world leaders questioned his policies, and some critics saw him as too ideological. But Marco believed that nothing valuable comes without a fight. So he turned every obstacle into an opportunity to prove himself. One day, after returning from a long trip, his young son asked him, "Dad, why do you always work so much?" This simple but deep question made Marco pause for a moment. He smiled, hugged his son, and said, "Because I want to build a world where you can grow freely, chase your dreams, and never be afraid of anything." Marco Rubio proved that it doesn't matter where you come from, how many obstacles you face, or what others think about you. What truly matters is your determination, persistence, and belief in your goals. Throughout his life, Marco believed that a person with hard work and faith can overcome any challenge. He often repeated this phrase in his speeches. Everything you want in life is on the other side of your fears. Dare to move forward, and you will see how the world respects you. This belief was the driving force that transformed him from the son of Cuban immigrants into one of the most powerful politicians in the world. In one of his most important speeches, someone asked him how he overcame all the difficulties in his life. He replied, "You have two choices. Either let your problems break you, or use them as a bridge to success." I always chose the second option. He never forgot how, in his childhood, his father would come home from a long day at the restaurant, take off his tired shoes, and say, "Hard work is not a shame. It's an honor." This lesson stayed with Marco forever, and he never let obstacles stop him. One of the most impactful moments in his political career was when he spoke to a group of young students. One student stood up and said hopelessly, "Mr. Rubio, I come from an ordinary family. I don't have much money or connections. How can I succeed?" Marco looked at him deeply and replied, "I had none of those things either. But I had something far more valuable: belief in myself. If you believe in yourself and work hard every day, nothing and no one can stop you." In another interview, he once said, "If you believe in something, fight for it. If you have a dream, chase it. If life knocks you down, stand up and keep going even stronger."
Congratulations, Mr. Secretary.
Dear friends, we have reached the end of this episode. Thank you for staying with us until the end. See you in the next program. Goodbye.